I'm actually now going down steps that leads towards... Oh, there's a lizard down there. Hello. Hey everyone, my name's Liv and you're watching my YouTube channel, Officially Livia. Yes, you guys read the title of the video correct. Today I'm going to be exploring an abandoned monk monastery with you guys, which coincidentally is not far from where my auntie lives. I've actually been going to this place since I was really little. Like, there are so many memories I have here, but I just want to clarify for anyone else planning on possibly visiting this property. It's actually a private property. The only reason I'm allowed to even step foot on it is because my aunt knows the family. So I'm now walking down to Drusilla, which is the name of the monastery and the grounds that we will be exploring today. And I'm really excited to share it with you guys, and I hope you enjoy this video. So as you enter the monastery, this is what it looks like. It's been quite modernised over the years, but it was actually originally built in about 1880. However, the original building actually burnt to the ground in a fire and then was rebuilt again in 1935. So behind me is one of the oak trees. There's literally been here for like over 100 years. When I used to come down here with my older cousins, we would have to boost each other into these trees. Like they are massive. I cannot explain to you how enormous they are. They are absolutely stunning and they are scattered all over this property. So when my sister and I were quite little, our older cousins would bring us up over here, and we're approaching what we used to call the ferry bridge, because to us this entire garden, the property, everything, it was like a fairy garden. It's absolutely magical here. I can't even put it into words for you guys. But there used to be stepping stones across here and we jumped from one to the other while the adults walked over the bridge, and it's just incredible. So in front of us now is the mansion / monastery, which was rebuilt, as I said before, in 1935. Unfortunately, given it is currently summer here in Australia, a lot of the little creeks and waterfalls and things aren't running because of water restrictions, as this property is enormous. But even without all the little streams and things going through, it is still completely magical. So another kind of fun fact about this place is that there was actually a horror movie filmed here when I was about 8 years old, so maybe about 2008, 2009. I can't remember what it's called. I've never seen it. I just know it was absolutely terrible. But we actually came here when they were filming and it was a really awesome experience. They had this snow machine just spitting foam everywhere. It was kind of like the first time I had some vague idea what a white winter might be here in Australia. So as you walk through these gardens, there are all kinds of little statues hidden throughout the plants. It's cool, but not gonna lie, it's mildly disconcerting when you turn around the corner when you're walking alone and see a bone white face staring back at you. Over to my left is what used to be a waterfall and the bridge that leads over it. However, due to the water restrictions in this area, they've had to cut off a lot of the water that they would use to make this area kind of flow. So hopefully when it starts raining a bit more in winter again, you'll be able to see these creeks flowing. Some of the bridges and things that you guys are going to be seeing me film in this video, I've quite literally been here since the 18th century and they're kind of dodgy. So if you see me avoiding any, like this one right here, it's because I honestly don't think they're safe to walk on and I don't feel like risking my life for good footage today. So just another fun story for you guys. The cousins I was talking about before, Lauren and Caitlin, one of them, Lauren, actually had her 16th birthday party over here, and they decided they were going to camp in the grounds that we're currently exploring. Problem with that is they also had the brilliant idea of doing a seance before they went to bed. And when they did this seance, they claim well, at first they didn't think it had worked. Then they turned around and they swear they saw a monk. Which, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, it creeps me out a bit. Especially since I'm currently sitting in front of where they're all buried. But that same night, they had psyched themselves out so much from doing the seance that they then sprinkled a circle of salt around their tent to protect them from any spirits or ghosts that might be haunting them. So I'm currently walking through what was, I believe, originally going to be a bit of a hedge maze. As you guys can see, I'm kind of surrounded by random hedges, but it never really got finished. Oh shit, there's a kangaroo. I'm gonna back off because I don't want to be murdered. I'll come back later and keep talking about that. For those of you who aren't Australian as heck, kangaroos are actually really fucking aggressive, and this bloke is he's not gonna have any second thoughts about disemboweling me, and I'm not really up for that today. There's a lot of risks I'm willing to take for good footage. Losing my insides is not one of them. I'm now at the front of the mansion again. I'm gonna stick close to the side wall and hopefully take you guys to one of my favourite spots in Drusilla, and hopefully avoid those freaking kangaroos. If we bump into them again, I'll try to catch them on camera for the sake of you guys, but make no mistake, I am not going any closer to them than freaking necessary. So we're now approaching one of my favourite places of this entire property, or at least it was when I was quite little. It's fairly overgrown now, unfortunately. But it's actually a hedge that was cut into the shape of a castle, which is really, really cool. So, not gonna lie, as you guys can see behind me, that is what used to be the opening. So I'm gonna have to shove my way through a bit. I'm not gonna damage anything, everyone chill. I've been here a million times, as I said before. But there are a few cool stories I really want to share with you guys, and they took place in here, so let's go. So similarly to the archway I brought you guys through, there's I think about 5 such archways inside this little castle area. And you used to be able to climb up into them because the archways are cut near the trunks of the hedge plants. So when you climb up into them, you could quite literally travel from tree to tree through the top of this castle. It's a bit overgrown, so I can't exactly do it anymore, unfortunately. However, at the top of one of these hedges, there used to be a little wooden box hidden, and inside it was a horseshoe. And this box had literally been here for like 100 years, and apparently it had belonged to the daughters of the original owners of this place. So in the area behind me is where all the monks were actually buried during the time where this property and the building were a monastery. So even when the current family who owns it bought it, they decided they did not want to dig up the old monks, and instead they left them in peace and buried on their property. So this property has like quite clearly been fairly modernised since the 18th century. I mean, as you guys can see, there are water tanks, there are toilets. Over here there's a tennis court. So it's not exactly the monastery it used to be, but it's still an incredibly beautiful place to visit. My brave and daring Auntie Cheryl, who's walking next to me but doesn't want to be in this video, came back to Drusilla with me, and we actually got some footage of the kangaroo.
size of him.
So that completes our little tour of Drusilla. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next vid.